Hello everyone, Zui. Welcome to my YouTube channel. For those ones who are watching for the first time, kindly subscribe. Please subscribe and share out my YouTube links, video links, and also like my videos. Also, don't forget to drop a comment there just to encourage. Okay, thank you. Now we want to look at how we can draw work out a question on linear programming, and that's what we have learned for today. And the question we are going to attempt is just a mere question, a simple one. It reads that by drawing appropriate lines and shading the unwanted region, illustrate the graph. On the graph, the region which satisfies all the inequalities shown below. The inequalities are 2y plus 5x equals to or greater than 10. Second inequality is 2y minus x is greater than 2. And the third inequality is y is greater than or equal to 5. So as I've said, we are going to look at linear programming. And after that, we are having the inequalities. The first one is 2y plus 5x is greater than or equal to 10. The second inequality is 2y minus x is greater than 2. And the third one is y is greater than or equal to 2. How do we work out and represent this on a graph? First, we have to convert or to write them in form of equations. So the first one will be written as 2y plus 5 equals to 10, and the second one will be written as 2y minus x is equals to, and the third one will be written as y equals to 5. This one is 5, sorry, 5. Okay, now once we have written them in terms of equations, we shall be expected to solve the equations and represent them on a graph. Solve and represent graphically. If we represent them graphically, it means we are drawing lines, straight lines of the given equations. So let's start by the first one. The first one is 2y plus 5 is equal to 10. We ask ourselves, what if we let y to be 0? What will be our value for x? So it means we are going to have 2 multiplied by 0 plus 5x is equal to 10. And this one is 5x is equal to 10. And then we divide both sides by 5. Our value for x becomes 2. And therefore, our coordinates becomes 2, 0. What if we let x to be 0 instead of y? It means our equation will be 2y plus 5 times 0 equals to 10. And this one is 2y plus 0 equals to 10. And now y, if we divide both sides by 2, it becomes 5. And now our value, our coordinate becomes 0, 5. This is the first equation. We move on to the next equation, number 2. Equation number 2 is 2y minus x equals to 2. So let our y to be 0. It means 2 times 0 minus x is equal to 2. And this one is negative x is equals to 2. So we divide both sides by negative 1. Our x becomes negative 2. And now our coordinate becomes negative 2, 0. Now let our x to be 0. So it means 2y minus 0 equals to 2 if we substitute in our equation. And this one becomes 2y equals to 2. When we divide both sides by 2, our y becomes 1. And now the coordinates becomes, because we are using y, x becomes 0, y is 1. Okay, so this is 1, 2. We have marked that, we have marked that, and we have marked that, and we have also marked that. The third equation, for the third equation is just 5 equals to y equals to 5. So we are going to represent our equations on the graph, and then we see how those lines will be drawn. Now this is our graph. I've just used equal intervals to represent boxes on a graph. So now, before we draw a graph, we shall have to remind ourselves that for an inequality like this one here, the one that has equal or greater, it can be equal or greater or equal or less. For the one that has double, it means the line that will be drawn will be a continuous line. But for the case of like this case, where 2y minus x is greater than 2, we normally use a dotted line. Y greater and equal means points along that line are inclusive of the wanted region. But for this case, points along that line are not included, or they are exclusive. And therefore, when we draw lines, we have to consider the signs. Those signs will guide us whether to draw a continuous line or a dotted line. So let's draw the first line. The coordinates are 2, 0, and x5. So here, 2 on x, we can talk of 2 on x, and y is 0. Y is 0, 2 on x. Just come 2 and 0. Here is the point. This point is 2, x is 2, and y is 0. The next point is 0, y. On x is 0, on y is 5. So here is the point. Now, because the inequality here is double, greater, and equal, we are going to draw, or we shall draw a continuous line. So you come here and you draw a continuous line. There it goes. Next, we have to draw for the second inequality. This negative 2 and 0. So you come here and look for negative 2 and 0. This is negative 2 on x and 0 is on y. So this is a point. The next point is 0, 1. 0 on x and 1 on y. This is 0, remember? So this is 0 on x and y is 1. So this is the point. We shall draw that straight line to go up. And remember, on our inequality, it is single. That's greater than. So we are going to use dotted line. So we don't use a continuous line, but instead we use a dotted one. So that dotted, it goes all along. Next is 5 greater than or equal to, y is greater than or equal to 5, y 5. So we just come at 5. Because it's continuous line, we are going to draw a straight line passing through y. It should be continuous, so we can draw this line. So we need the region bound by those 3 lines. If we need the region bound by the 3 lines, it means on this one we are going to shade the less. And this other one again we shade this side. And the one on the top we shade this. So remember, we have said that this is y equals to 5, and this other line is 2y minus x is equal to 2. And this one here, we talk of 2y, this is plus 5 equals to 10. So that is how we represent, and we are saying this is the wanted region. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.